Alright boys, we're back. We're going to start the simulation in this video, but before we do, let's just tidy up the lines here. We're going to keep Giroux, Getzlaf, and Kessel on the same line. Kuhlman, Richards, Lupul, we're going to give them a shot because I know some of you were saying switch Kadri with Kuhlman. No, we're going to leave Kuhlman up there just to start. Richards and Lupul, we won the Stanley Cup last year, remember, let's not change it up too much. Kadri, Colburn, Simmons, I like that third line now. I really do. I think Kadri, even though he doesn't have the greatest defensive awareness and all that, he's kind of a good offensive man. Well, you got Colbert and Simmons who take care of the defense. I like that. Moen, who bolsters that fourth line. Look at that fourth line now. That might just be the best fourth line in the NHL. Travis Moen, David Steckel, and Colby Armstrong. My God. No, I'm not talking about the real NHL. I'm talking about in this game. 84, 81, 82, all grinders. That's going to be great. Defensively, we're going to leave Dion and Stahl up there on the first. Yeah, I like that. Luke Schenn and Cody Franzen on the second. And then Jake Gardner and Keith Aulley on the third. I like that. Power play. Now, we're really going to bolster our power play here. We're really going to bolster it up. Claude Giroux is going to be up there as well. Yeah. Brad Richards over here. Now, Kuhlman and Lupa, I was thinking switching them for Kadri. But Kuhlman, he's better than Kadri offensively still. All right? There's no point. Kadri's not there yet. Let's see. He's almost there in some categories, but he's not. So he's not ready to play the power play yet because we have four wingers who know what to do. I mean, Lupul as well, 85s everywhere for offense. No, we're still gonna have Lupul and Kuhlman on the wings, and then yeah, we have strong point guys. Maybe not Schenn for the point. Has Schenn gotten better any for offense? No, he's still just pretty much a defensive defenseman. Look, he still has an A- for defensive potential. Oh my God. Yeah, he's a great defensive defenseman. Cody Franzen's already taken. You know what? We'll put Gardner back. Is there... You know, I'm going to try something here. Mark Stahl, we're going to give Kadri a look on the point. There you go. He's going to play the point. And, actually, you know what? He doesn't have the greatest slapper, does he? No, he doesn't. You know what? For the third line left wing, I'll put Kuhlman, because he's a sniper with a better slap and wrister, on the point. And then Kadri up on the left wing, all right? We'll give Kadri a shot, along with Mark Stahl, because we don't have four offensively gifted defensemen. I could put Jake Gardner up there, but let's give Kadri a shot up there, all right? Yeah, I like that. Just looking over it. Okay, so fourth line power play, or four-man power play. Getzlaf and Kessel, Richards and Giroux. There you go. Dion Phaneuf and Cody Franzen. Yep, and then Schenn and Stahl. No, we're going to put Schenn. Stahl and Lupul back there on the point. Yeah, because Lupul's got a better shot than Kadri. All right, and he's right-handed. Yeah, that looks all good. Penalty kill. Getzlaf. Okay, hang on a second. Brad Richards, he should still be back here, shouldn't he? He's still a great defensive forward for me, isn't he? 89 for defensive awareness. Yeah, that's pretty good. But what about Steckel? He's only got 81 for defensive awareness, but he's got 85s everywhere else. I don't know what's better for that, if it's everything else or the defensive awareness. Well, we know Getzlaf stays. Wayne Simmons stays. He's getting good defensively as well. Look here. Yeah, Wayne Simmons stays. Colby Armstrong, yeah, he's going to stay. Yeah, he's great defensively. And David Steckel or Brad... You know, I'm going to give it to Brad Richards. Because he's got... Actually, you know what? We'll give it to David Steckel. Yeah, David Steckel's got the better face-offs. So he can win it maybe more. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Steckel, Armstrong, and Getzlaf, and Simmons. Yeah, I like that. And then on the penalty kill defensively, you got Phaneuf and Schenn on the first, and then Keith Aulley and Mark Stahl. Yeah. Three-man penalty kill, Getzlaf and Steckel. Steckel, there you go. Yeah, that looks good. Shootout, Kessel, Getzlaf, Giroux, Richards, Kuhlman, good God. Extra attackers, Getzlaf, and we'll put the second line left center, Brad Richards. There you go. James Reimer and Naslund. And there you go. There's our full lineup for the next season. We're going to keep it like this till December, see what happens. On the Marlies, we're going to best lines here. Make sure all of our young guys are up. See, I think, yeah, Grigorenko's still in the minors, so he can't even play. Sorry, in the juniors, but that's fine. He's getting better in the juniors. He's a young man. He's still only 19. Scrivens, yeah, okay, so yeah, that's fine for all that. All right, boys, so there's our team. Let's quickly do the scouting report. Let's check the how good we are, and then we'll start the simulation. We can definitely start the simulation in this video. So scouting, just do a broad search for forwards in the, let's see who has the most here. First round. Ooh, a couple top fives in the OHL. Yeah, okay, so 6 weeks in the OHL. That's nice, that's nice. Team reports, where is it? Coaching options. Team reports. Wow, 100 for offense, 100 for defense, and 79 for goaltending. So there you go, boys. Our team is in place. What did I say? What did I say? All of this stuff, don't need. GM. Is there anything else I need to quickly look at? No, I think we're good, boys. I think we're good. Let's quickly just go to our GM tracker here. A+, goaltending C-. But look, our toughness, B. That's because of our fourth line grinder. It's just great back there now. 688, we'll put that into assistant coach because we have our rookies in place. We need them to get better now. Colburn, Ollie, Gardner, Grigorenko, Kadri, Reimer. We need all these guys to get better. So, assistant coach. All right, so let's start the regular season simulation. As I always like to do, go up to December 1st, see what our team's looking like. We had an okay kind of regular season last year. It wasn't until we made the trades at the trade deadline that made us that it really helped us get into the playoffs there. So, but we have that team now for the whole season. But that was the same story from last year when we thought our team was going to be good for the whole year with Brad Richards, right, and Mark Stahl. So I don't know if it's James Reimer back there. I don't know what happened last year, but I don't know. Like we barely made the playoffs, but yet we were a Stanley Cup champion team. So hopefully this year during the regular season we do a lot better. Hopefully, it's not even a question whether or not we're gonna make it into the finals. My God, it's freezing in this house right now. My nose is running like crazy. Hang on a sec. Ah. And look at that. We got a long homestand to start the season. And we're taking advantage of it. So 4-1 to start. I like it, boys. I like it. See, there's no point in going out there and getting some crazy guy to put on the fourth line. You got to put certain players in certain positions. A superstar sniper does not belong in the third or fourth line. He's not going to get the same kind of numbers that you expect. You need to have good grinders back there so that they can keep the score 0-0 while your top line is off. So when your top line gets on, that's when they get the goals. Scout assignment, hang on. You only need 6 good players, and then you need 6 grinders, basically. Or two-way forwards as well. And there's our timer, so yeah, we'll do it up to, we'll go, goalies, that's why. We'll go up to the December 1st like we always do. OHL, yeah, we'll keep it in the OHL, 6 weeks. But I think we're not going to have to make a single trade this year. I think this is our team. I'll put it together. Our young guns are coming up. I mean, it really is. The only question mark I have is maybe a little bit in defense. Not that I don't like our defense. I love our defense. But just I wish I had like a superstar defender in there. Like I wish Dion or Luke Shen were a 90. Just so they could always be on the penalty kill. I could always have that one guy, the wild card. But that's okay. We have a bunch of depth. Gardner and Ollie are still they're not the greatest yet, but you got to play them. You got to get them better. You got to build them. They're not just going to build themselves all the time. So you got to have to put your time in with them. So it looks like it's working so far. 13-2 and 3-1. But and then Kadri and Colburn, they got to get a little bit better, but they're playing on the third line and their defensive awareness, it's fine. It's good enough to play in the third line. So I don't really mind about that because you also have Simmons who's helping them out back there. And Simmons is great, two-way forward. He's about everything. He's a perfect third-line right winger. And then goaltending. James Reimer, yeah, he won the Conn Smythe, but facts are facts. He's still only an 85 overall goaltender. So if anything, if we don't, I'm still saying if we don't make the playoffs, it looks like we're off to a fine start. But if we do start to lose a bunch of games, because anything can happen, we're 16-4-4, but we're really 16-8. We could get 5-game losing streak and it would be back to normal. But I think James Reimer will be fine because we should be able to get enough goals for him. And I think an 85 overall goaltender, I think once you cross the 85 mark, as long as you have a good team, you're fine. All right, when you're pushing 90, that's the part where you don't even really need to have the greatest defensive core. You just need to be able to get goals, and your goalie will do the rest. But we're not that kind of team. We have a strong offensive core, a solid defensive core, and a above average goalie. Nothing special. But look, we started off with 12-1-1 or whatever it was, 12-2-1. See what I mean? We're back down to earth. 19-6-4. Still solid, but it's only 19-10. I mean, that can easily change. We still have a lot of the season left. So at December 1st, go through all the stats. Goals against average. Roberto Luongo's up there. Way to go, Lou. He's up there with 1.71. Are we up there? No, we are not. See, James Reimer. He's not up there for us. Save percentage, same thing. Not up there. Points and wins. Of course, our goalie's always up there. 19 wins for James Reimer. Good. That's good for experience. That'll give him all the experience that he can handle. Points, Ryan Getzlaf leading the league. Claude Giroux, he's in 4th. So those two guys are working great together. Getzlaf and Giroux. I think Giroux gets all the assists. Or maybe, you know what? Getzlaf has 30 assists. He's leading our team. And he's actually leading the league in assists. Good God. Brad Richards is 3rd in the league. See what I mean? It doesn't really matter about James Reimer right now. We have so many players leading the league. We're getting goals. That's what it is. Brad Richards is up there. Phil the Thrill's not up there, though. That's interesting. He'll come along. He's arguably the worst player on that line. Isn't that hilarious? Claude Giroux, Getzlaf, and Kessel. Goals. Lupul's up there. Wow, see, even Lupul. See, our first and second line just clicking. There was no point in disrupting Lupul and Kuhlman. They're solid players. With an 89 center, they will get the job done. We don't need to move Grigorenko or Kadri up here, okay? We have our top 6, okay? And Grigorenko, Kadri, and Lupul didn't really fit into the bottom 6. Yeah, Kadri and Colburn did, but still, I'm happy with our team. I'm really happy with what we did with our team. Claude Giroux's actually up there for goals. Look at that. I didn't see that. Claude Giroux, 6 with 17 goals. So he is scoring. He's got more goals than Kessel. So he's turning out to be a good winger, boys. Absolutely. Team standings, we are in 2nd in the East. Carolina Hurricanes are in 1st. So we're in 2nd. So we're in good striking distance of the playoffs. Remember, I was always saying that because I'm worried just because of last year. But you know what? This might actually turn out to a season where we can actually go for the President's Trophy. That's right, 42 points. We are 3rd in the NHL. We're the defending Stanley Cup champions. We're looking good, boys. We got players up in the assists, the points, everywhere. Goals, everywhere. Our team is looking good. So let me know. Maybe make a trade here, make a trade there at the trade deadline. I don't think so. I think we just got to ride this team out all the way to the playoffs no matter what happens, all right? What do you guys think? What do you think?